She's the lifeblood of morning TV, the grin that has welcomed individuals in the United States for more than 20 years. Brilliant, humorous, and unbeatable, that is Kelly Ripa. However, an unexpected and horrifying twist emerged from beneath the laughs. A serious health crisis that rendered her husband, Mark Consuelos, her staunchest advocate, speechless and rendered the cameras still. Kelly and Mark have always seemed to us to be the ideal couple, companions in every way. In love, in laughing, and in life. Nothing, however, could have prepared them for the devastating moment when their love was put to the test. Who takes over when the one who always manages to put a smile on everyone's face suddenly stops breathing? What happens when the man who has been there for her through thick and thin decides the agony is too much? This is more than just a tale of happiness and sadness, so bear with me. Even their closest friends were taken aback by their unwavering determination, devotion, and the intensity of their struggle. It started off softly. Kelly, who is always full of life and vitality, began to feel strange. A neglected exercise session here, a weary grin there. She dismissed the accusation, explaining to Mark and her co-host that she was simply exhausted. The people closest to her, though, saw the shifts. On the off chance that nobody was looking, she clenched her chest. In between takes, she would lean against the countertops, and instead of laughing with her family, she would spend more nights than normal curled up on the couch silent. "Are you okay?" Mark inquired. As usual, she chuckled and responded, "I'm fine." However, he had a sneaking suspicion that something else than sheer weariness was on the horizon. It was a peaceful night at home. The lights were down, the children had departed, and Kelly went to get some sleep. A thump pierced Mark's heart a few moments later. Kelly was discovered on the floor, pale, with ragged breaths, by him as he hurried upstairs. "Kelly," he yelled out as he fell to his knees. Her eyes drifted shut as he attempted to awaken her. Dialing 911 with quivering hands, the man who had always played it strong on television now found himself quaking. Paramedics hurried in, and Mark held onto her hand. He could no longer whisper, "God, save her life if you must." Here and now. Mark came to the realization that this was more than simply exhaustion as the ambulance ripped through the night. The stakes were high. Still, Mark hadn't even reached the most difficult part of the process. Few had ever seen Mark Consuelos' shattered body in the impersonal white hospital, encircled by equipment and doctors in masks. Seated in a corner of the waiting room, head buried in hands, tears flowing down his face, the man renowned for his strength, charisma, and unwavering command was suddenly distraught. His terrified, shaky speech was heard by onlookers in his whispers. "I am unable to let her go. I am completely dependent on her." There was no dramatic scene. There was no script. Truly, it was. Despite the doctor's best efforts, the reality was evident. Mark had no choice but to wait while Kelly's body went into crisis. Being unable to do anything was too much for the man who was used to fixing things. It was an unbearable burden. His options were limited, though. Kelly's frightened, pale-faced children hurried to the emergency room. Michael, the eldest, first refused to confess but eventually changed his mind. "I knew something was wrong when I saw my dad sobbing. My father never weeps." As Lola whispered prayers to her father, she clung to him. Walken adamantly wanted to meet his mom so he could reassure her that she wasn't by herself. She whispered, "Don't cry, my loves." Even if Kelly was weak. "I haven't finished yet." She continued to battle with the same tenacity that had propelled her through decades on live television. However, battles are seldom easy, and this one was just getting started. For several days, Kelly's health fluctuated, from steady to tumbling in the blink of an eye. Mark slept very little. He read her fan letters, reminisced about their first days together, and reassured her that there was still life to live by staying by her side as she slept. However, an unexpected obstacle appeared. Her screens were beeping nonstop. Quickly, nurses entered the room and removed Mark from it. He watched the physicians work helplessly through the glass pane, his palms pressed to the glass. He made it through the night by focusing on answering just one question. Seconds seemed like forever. Mark continued to whisper the same request as the machines hummed. "Oh my goodness, I beg you." When a doctor eventually emerged, Mark was devastated but also filled with optimism after hearing his remarks. Despite everything, Kelly's health improved. Her vital signs improved as her pulse rate normalized. Mark sobbed into the chair next to her as he whispered, "You did it." Tears streamed down his face. "You battled." The man she loved was there waiting for her as she opened her eyes. Exhausted, battered, yet unyielding. Subtly smiling, she murmured, "I warned you I wasn't finished yet." It felt like a miracle, but getting well isn't easy. Kelly still had a long battle ahead of her. Therapy for Kelly's face. In a stunning turn of events, television icon Kelly Ripa has been facing a severe health crisis that has left the nation in shock. For years, Kelly and her husband, actor Mark Consuelos, have been the epitome of a perfect Hollywood couple. Their relationship has been a constant source of admiration, and their family has been the picture of joy and stability. However, recent developments have thrown their lives into turmoil, leaving fans and friends alike grappling with the news. Kelly's health emergency has rocked not only her immediate family, but also the millions of fans who follow her career. Known for her infectious energy on Live with Kelly and Mark, Kelly's usual vivacity has been replaced by a noticeable absence. What seemed like an ordinary day of hosting turned into a nightmare when Kelly suddenly fell ill on set, leaving Mark Consuelos visibly shaken by the unexpected crisis. As details about her condition began to emerge, the public learned that Kelly's health issues are far more serious than initially anticipated. Doctors have yet to provide a full diagnosis, but what is clear is that Kelly's condition is dire. In a statement to the press, Mark shared that the situation had completely overwhelmed him, and he was struggling to come to terms with the severity of his wife's illness. "Seeing Kelly like this is something I never imagined," Mark confessed in a heartfelt interview. "We've been through so much together, but this is different. I'm just trying to keep it together for her, for our family." The emotional toll of Kelly's health crisis has been immense, particularly for Mark, who is known for his strong and supportive role in their family. Friends and fans have described him as being visibly broken, with his usual confident demeanor replaced by concern and fear. Mark, who has always been the picture of strength, now finds himself in an unfamiliar position, desperately hoping for his wife's recovery while trying to maintain some semblance of normalcy for their children. As Kelly battles her health emergency, the support from her fans has been overwhelming. Social media has been flooded with messages of love, prayer, and encouragement for the couple, with fans expressing their shock and disbelief at the news. People from all walks of life have rallied behind Kelly and Mark, offering words of comfort and solidarity during this difficult time. Despite the outpouring of support, Mark and Kelly's world has been completely upended. Kelly's sudden health scare has also forced her to step back from her hosting duties on Live with Kelly and Mark. Mark, stepping in to help fill her role, has done so with a heavy heart. The couple's absence has left a void on the popular daytime show, and fans are anxiously awaiting updates on Kelly's condition. "I've never felt more helpless in my life," Mark admitted, struggling to hold back tears. "All I want is to see Kelly healthy again, but right now, it's all so uncertain." As Kelly continues her fight for recovery, the couple has made it clear that they are taking it one day at a time. Their family and close friends have been by their side, offering whatever support they can during this incredibly trying time. The future remains uncertain, but the couple's bond is undeniable, and their love for one another has never been more evident. This shocking turn of events has forced fans to reconsider the often glamorous lives of celebrities. Behind the scenes, there are struggles, health crises, and moments of unimaginable fear that many face privately. For Kelly and Mark, their journey through this health emergency is not just a personal battle, but one that has united their fans in a shared sense of concern and hope. As the world watches, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos continue to navigate this difficult chapter of their lives, leaning on each other for strength. Their love story has captured the hearts of millions, and it's clear that, no matter the outcome of Kelly's health crisis, their bond will remain unbreakable. For now, all anyone can do is stand by them, offering love and prayers as they continue their fight in the face of uncertainty.